All right, this is Greg, and Logan's the cameraman here for Hyman's Family Farm. We've had a lot of questions about size of what a half pork looks like, or a whole. And we're gonna dissect all of it for you in this video, show you the boxes and how it fits in a freezer, a 7 cubic foot freezer, and then also what you can expect, like how many chops, steaks, roasts, how much bacon. That's the big question for everybody. How much bacon do I get? And then the ground pork. So this is where we've got this last whole pork that we did. And what it came with was 1, 2, and like a half box here. So we'll take them out and I'll show you how they fit. Here's the second one. They're heavy buggers. And then this guy. So another cool benefit of buying as a half or whole compared to like a retail cut. When you say retail cut, you go to the store and you buy smoked pork chops in a package, right? You know exactly what you're getting. And when you buy half, you're paying by the hanging weight of the animal, which means the animal's been killed and eviscerated, so you take the guts out and things, and the animal is still hanging, that's what you're charged on the hanging weight. The reason farms like us charge by the hanging weight is because we get charged by the hanging weight from the butcher. I'll have more details in the description. It makes it a little bit confusing. Some of the advantages of buying half and whole is you get wholesale pricing. And another advantage you get is you can keep all the fat and bones. So like that one, you get a box of bones you can either make soups out of, or melt down lard. We take our lard and we render it, and we make and use that for our oils, like for eggs, in the pan in our eggs or whatever. Instead of butter or olive oil, we just use our rendered lard. So that's been really nice. Okay, so this is a 7 cubic foot freezer. I'm going to show you how many of these boxes fit in there.
This is one pig.
This is one whole pig. Yeah. So
all 2.5 boxes.
Yeah. So if you did a half a hog, you'd get basically one of these boxes and then half of that little one. So this is a good sized hog. I do know that much. I'd say it's average or a little above average for us. It's looking like we'd be able to fit the whole hog in a 7 cubic foot freezer. And you can see right here this gap that we could take this out and put it in and it'd fit. So that's good to know. If you had just your typical freezer, like a fridge with the freezer on top, it's looking like you could probably fit a half hog into that type of freezer. It would, so about 3.5 cubic feet. And I don't know, you could probably go online and Google that, the typical size of those fridge freezers with the freezer on top. But for a 7 cubic foot freezer, it'll fit all of your meat.
Okay, one hog.
One whole hog.
That's
right
one
there.
whole hog.
That would be about right.
It's pretty good.
Okay, now we'll go to the farm store and take them out and show you how many of each thing you get. So here's our 2.5 boxes that we've got for the one whole pork. So if you're to buy a whole pork, this is what you can expect to put in your freezer, and it would fit in a 7 cubic foot freezer. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this out, divide it up, and show you how many chops you get, how many steaks you get, how many roasts you get. Of course, some of those numbers change. If you decide you want more roasts than pork chops, for example, that would change. If you want more ground pork and you don't want anything else, you know, we've had people put most of their pig into ground pork. But this is kind of a typical quantities you could look at getting.
I like chops.
These are all chops. Wow. This whole box is pork chops. So I've got packs of 2. I can fill them. There's 2 chops per package. Typically when we get them for our family, we do 4 chops per package. Looks like about 1.15 pounds. Another one over a pound. So right around a pound. Anywhere from 25 to 30 pounds, I'm guessing, in pork chops. Oh, here's more chops. We found some more chops. Add another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So closer to 30 pork chops. Okay, bacon. This is the question everybody has, at least our family. But Dad, how much bacon are we gonna get? This is smoked is amazing. So right now, if I'm doing my bacon, these packages are coming in 1.34. Maybe they're close to that 1.3. Yep. So this is quite a bit of bacon for one hog. You're looking at a fair amount, 1.43. Here's another advantage of doing your own animal. This is kind of the odd cut, right? The end of that portion of the animal right here for the bacon, and you get all those little pieces, even though they don't look good, right? There's the odd ones. It's 1.12. They don't look good in the store. But when you buy the half or the whole, you get all the pieces, and we don't care what it looks like. We want the taste of it. Between 1.3, 1.5, basically for most of those. 4, 5, 18, 19 packages of bacon. 19 happy breakfasts for our family. Close. Sometimes we need 2 packages. 19 times 1.4 puts you at about 26.5 pounds of bacon for a whole hog. So of course, a half a hog, you get about half of that, close to about 13 to 14 pounds of bacon. Sometimes you'll get ground pork like that. So when we do our USDA butcher, it comes in that like that. This is how it comes when you buy it as a half or a whole from a different processor. We use our ground pork for substituting for our ground beef, all sorts of recipes. So ground pork. Get 1, 2. Looks like lots of ground in here. 1 or 2 pounds on the ground pork. So if we did 12 times 1.6-ish, 19.2. So 19, 20 pounds of ground pork for a whole hog. That's going to vary per animal, of course. You could go way up on that number. If you want a lot more sausage or ground pork, you can go way up on that number. Plus your smoked ham steaks, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Here's a smoked ham steak. This rolls out like a big slab of really thick Canadian bacon. So these rolled up ones, these smoked ham steaks are about like that, and probably that thick. It's just like a big piece of ham. We like to just fry it in a frying pan and cut it up and eat it like bacon, except it tastes like ham, ham and eggs. So, of course, so about 8 to 9 pounds, probably 9 pounds of smoked ham steaks. And you can have more your packaging when you buy a half or a whole. You can tell them, we have a small family, we only want 2 chops per package, or we have a really big family, we want 4 chops per package, however you want to do it. It's custom cut the way you like it. If you want the bones and the scraps for dog food, we love to keep them for dog food at a minimum. Super healthy for your dogs, for their teeth, for their health, everything. And again, we like the fat, the lard, the render lard, and use it for cooking. People love render lard for pies, pie crusts. Shoulder roast. These are all shoulder roast. Logan, you want to take a peek in here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shoulder roasts. The average weight on these shoulder roasts, 3.77, 3, 2.95. Do a couple more. We're looking at 3.2-ish. Now we like to cook these in our slow cooker and kind of do like a Cafe Rio, like a Mexican grill. You slow cook it in a crock pot, put some barbecue sauce with that, like do the shredded pork sandwiches, things like that, or for tacos or taco salad. We love it. And then on this one, we got 2 large spare ribs as well. So we have customers that only come they'll go to that freezer and pull out the spare ribs every time they come. They just love these ribs. So 2.65 on that rib and 3.04. So we had 2 of those. Again, this is a whole hog. So you had 2 spare ribs. You say 8 shoulder roasts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 8. 8 shoulder roasts. Okay, 8 shoulder roasts, 8 hams. Just kind of see the look of that ham there, the cut cross section. 3.4 ish, 3.24. Oh, just over 3 pounds, 3.25 pounds. These hams. So hopefully that helps you with some of your questions. The nitrate thing is always a big question for our customers. A lot of our customers are very organically minded. Right now we have a corn-free, soy-free, non-GMO feed that we're feeding our animals. This current group that's going into harvest is actually finished on organic feed. So this is a really good feed. With our pigs, we move them to the silvopasture every 5 to 7 days. This last group we did every 7 days. And we make a new paddock for them depending on the size of the herd. They root and do things that pigs do. They're in a clean environment. They're eating brush and grass. It's amazing to see them forage. So what they'll do is they'll stir up the old seed bank, and those areas that get more sun and water will grow and be a better pasture for them as they go around each time. So it's been really cool. It's our 4th year, and or we're going into our 4th year. It's really neat to see the change in the pastures, the growth and the variety of plant life and things happen. Even in our paddocks in the winter, they've got plenty of room to roam and root. They're not in a little cell like this room. They're not in a little concrete structure where they just wallow in their muck all day. These animals are out in nature the way they're designed to be. We're obviously sold on this. We love it. We taste it. Our customers taste it. They think we get great feedback from our customers. We've got a large family and everybody loves it too. So kind of to recap, this is a whole pork, and there was 8 of those, and then your shoulder roast, there were 8 of those, 2 big spare ribs, your pork chops, I think we ended up at 30, close to 30, right? And then our 31 pork chops, and these ones are 2 per package. So fits in a 7 cubic foot freezer. Greg and Logan signing off for Hunts Country Farm. Hopefully this is helpful for you.